Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Barry. This Sith Lord is a metalhead. On today, Sunday, November 27th, 2022. Okay, this is just something I felt like I needed to make. I had already did a video uh, doing my review of Wakanda Forever, so that's already out there. But I've been going online and seeing a lot of videos, basically, of, looks like Star Wars theory is back, is in the news. Negative, a lot of negative comments towards him. Basically, uh, off of what he did his thing on Andor, and he made, they keep referencing some comment he made about the show where he mentioned about bricks and screws. Okay, now I saw what he said, how he said it, and I think people are just taking it and running with it to making it a stupid thing than what it is. Uh, when he was mentioning bricks and screws, as far as what you've seen on sets of the show, um, I guess in some retrospect, it's just us Star Wars fans who are very anal when it comes to certain things about what we see in the world of Star Wars. I mean, I did a video some while back before Andor came out where they were showing some of the trailer of the show and the prop guns they had, which looked like AK-47s. I made a video on that where I was talking about where it was like, look, I understand that they used prop guns for this, but it's a science fiction show where if they were going to use an AK-47, why was it that they didn't have anybody to remodel it a different way to make it look like it's from outer space? you know and I think that was where we were just more inclined to talk about the laziness that was going on with making this show, where again the show itself is, I finished watching it, 12, the episodes, and I've had my ups and downs with it, where it started off, very slow and boring. Then it started picking up, and the last episode was really good. It was a really good episode. It was very good episode. And again, for most people who are maybe trying to get into Star Wars, that wouldn't be a show for them to watch because it doesn't give you anything to really give it that feel of Star Wars. I mean, us who are Star Wars fans are going to look at that show and we're going to pretty much have an idea of how it's going to pretty much escalate in the show and where it's going to lead up to. Where if you got somebody who might just be a person who just wants to check it out, they actually will hate the show to death. And what I believe he was talking about when he was mentioning those things, it's just, it has nothing to do with the fact that he was just more, I don't think it was just more of the nitpicking part of it, which in some retrospect it does, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to find certain things that just takes us out of what we're looking at. And he mentioned, bricks and screws, where if you look at things from the original concept stuff for Star Wars, you don't see those little things. It's just it gives it more of an other world element. And look, people are taking it, they're running with it, they're making it into a whole big thing. I mean, look, I get it. This man has one of the biggest YouTube Star Wars YouTube channels out of everybody. He has the most of everything, and it's just easy to attack him and then get tons of views, tons of clicks. Uh, there's people on Facebook pages that are just running amok with it. I've heard that they're doing it on Twitter, and people are just getting it. So you get all these clicks and stuff like that, and people will go on it, and he becomes an easy target. Same thing happened with him before, where he showed his emotions with Luke Skywalker. Everybody made a big thing about that. It is what it is, But as a Star Wars fan, you got to understand. Uh, you see Star Wars, and you picture everything the way everything's meant to be, and it's like when you see certain little things like that, it just I don't think he was when he was talking about it, he was just, I think it was more of like how Andor was a good show, could have been better if they would have not been too lazy doing some of the things that they were doing on the show. A lot of that stuff you could tell was just very lazy, as far as like setting up the sets and how they were doing certain things as far as the costumes and props and all that other stuff. You just really got to just look at everything in general. all of a sudden, the man mentions bricks and screws and the world goes afire. I don't get it. But people were talking about the props and everything else from Andor from the get go, and it's like, it's just I get it. He's an easy target. Why not go after the man who has the biggest YouTube following for Star Wars, right? It's just easier that way. And try to make fun of him or try to make memes out of it and so on and so forth. It's just easy clicks, and there you go. But it's a shame because I'm a fan of his. He was one of my inspirations to actually try to do some videos and stuff like that. He got me through the pandemic with news and all his little things with the fan fiction stuff, and this might sound like me just protecting him, but it is what it is. It's not more of just protecting him. You just got to understand the concept of what it is to really be a Star Wars fan. And for people to go after him with this, I mean, do you really call yourself a Star Wars fan? I mean, you really got to look at everything in the whole area of what's going on. I mean, look, we got Disney. Looks like they're probably gonna sell to Apple. We might just finally get Kathleen Kennedy gone. All these little things that you guys were attacking hardcore Star Wars fans for. It looks like everything's coming out into the light, and there you go. You just want to go and continue to just push the envelope, and shame on you to you creators and people who have those Star Wars fan pages. I mean, what are you getting out of it? Okay, all you're doing is getting more clicks, more likes, funnies, this, that, and the other. People want to. It's just an excuse that people go behind their computers and so on just to throw their fucking comments and for what? What are you getting out of that? Well, it is what it is. But that's what I got to say about that. I mean, it's it's his opinion. It's my everybody pretty much shares similar opinions like him. He's just, he got the bigger platform, so it just resonated a little more. Me, I said it, and it barely scratched the surface, but it is what it is. And I guess we'll see what happens. Look, again, Andor wasn't a bad show. It just felt like, it was too much laziness with making the show. And they could have did a lot better. All right? If that makes sense. But that's my take on that. Star Wars Theory. If you get to hear this, just know I've been following you for a while. People probably call me a shill, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But just take it as it is. And guys, don't go after this man just because he had an opinion. Because you know what? Then what you say is an opinion that could be negative, and nobody gives a shit about your opinion either. It is what it is. We're fans. This is what fans do. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna discuss. We're gonna like, dislike, disagree, agree. It doesn't matter. Okay. I don't think people should get ridiculed for it. I don't like a lot of things, but nobody pays attention to what the fuck I gotta say. But hey, it is what it is. But look, guys, I want to thank you again. I've got some new subscribers into the mix. I want to thank you guys for always, giving me a look. Also, if you're interested in channel merch, I got the Sith Lord is a Metalhead shirts over at my Facebook page, the Sith Lord's merch. Other stuff there. If anything, you guys go and check it out. And that's pretty much that, guys. Let's get this thing back. Let's see what happens if Disney sells and Kathleen Kennedy's gone. Maybe we'll finally start getting some good shit. All right, that's it for now, guys. This is Barry. This Sith Lord is a metalhead. May the Force be with you.